Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome again to another cast by yours truly, DOx Coolbreeze, courtesy of Clan DOx in our normal Monday night practice, the number 7, the letter A, and your friends at Sesame Street. Without further ado, I'd like to go ahead and jump into this cast, and this particular game was given to me by none other than DOx Xzar, a good personal friend of mine and one of our DOx admins, and he will be spawning in the bottom left side of this map, which I believe is Newkirk Precinct or Newkirk District. I get fuzzy on which one is which. This is the Heart of the Swarm version, as you can tell, because it has the cooling towers in there, and just little differences like that. In the Wings of Liberty version, it does not have, of course, the destructible rock towers because the mechanics weren't implemented in the game yet. His opponent tonight will be none other than DOx Vecilonos, and he will be spawning as the Blue Terran in the bottom right side. Both of these players are diamond level players, so I am truly excited about this. I have not seen this game yet, and I can only expect nothing but great things from it because Xzar usually doesn't send me his crappy games because he likes to look cool. So we'll see what happens here. It looks like Vec is going to be going with the standard 10 supply depot, putting it at his wall, which is always a good decision for Terran players because when in doubt, wall in. Good unit. Looks like also Xzar not going for nothing fancy. Probably not doing a Forge Fast Expand because of the placement of his first pylon, but we'll see what goes on as the game gets underway here. Xzar, of course, going to be the first person sending out his probe, which again is standard does, sir, because that's what Protoss players do after they put their pylon down. And Vecilonos will be sending out his SCV scout, I feel like a little early, because usually there's not much for the Terran player to see this early in the game. Usually the Protoss players will just have a standard barracks up or that Forge Fast Expand. But in either case, Vecilonos has been with the team for a very long time, but his activity is hit or miss sometimes because I know he has other responsibilities in life, and we are happy to have him back, and happy to hopefully see him put out some good games. Let's see, Xzar's just getting his basic scout on, and it looks like he's got his unit on patrol just to be pesky and annoying like probes like to do early in the game. And nothing's exciting going on over here except for, like I said, that one gateway. Xzar getting sneaky with the hidden pylon. But Vec being a diamond level player, he should know at this point in time that you should be counting Protoss pylons. And at 240 in the game, there should be at least a second one down somewhere, and he should be eyeballing out for that. So we'll see what his reaction to that is. Cybernetics core going down, fairly standard, getting the gas early game. A little bit of harassment going on, but nothing major, nothing too exciting. And I believe we should see out of Vec coming up with that 285 minerals. He should be pulling for his command center coming down, which, again, standard does. That's my personal favorite build to do against Protoss because you want to go not overly greedy. It is an economic build. It does give you defensive options, and if you want to go down the tech tree, it does help you out that way too. It looks like Xzar will be picking up an early second gas, and that's kind of curious because I always wonder what Protoss players do with all that early game gas. I can't imagine unless he's going for Stargate player, maybe DTs, like what he could be pulling out. It looks like Vec is also wondering the same thing, which is why his scouting SCV is going to be coming right into that base. Xzar playing it super greedy, not picking up any early game units. If Reapers were out or something like that, that could really ruin his day because he doesn't have anything to deny any kind of scouting information or even any kind of harassment right now. It looks like he needs to be burning that chrono into that warp gate technology. I think he was busy doing some harassment over here, and that's what's slowing him down. Vecilonos, again, just doing with the standard Marine follow-up. No gases as of yet, and it looks like, ooh, greedy, sneaky bastard. He's going to be going for that Korean CC, a style that has been, of course, made famous by the Koreans. After that, ooh, get Rodney King'd. That poor SCV, look, he's twitching on the ground. He's like, fuck my life. Please kill me. Too late. Anyway, command center is going down. We got a bunker for Vec, and I love this bunker placement. Terran players, take note of this. I have said this in practice before, but this is one of the best bunker placements. A lot of people love to put it right here in the choke of the ramp. What will happen is players will just walk right on by it and go up here and harass your mineral line, or walk right over here and catch you with your supply depot pants down and just walk right on into your base and start waltzing around on all over your SCVs and scouting your tech. The advantage of putting your bunker placement right here is that it gives you fairly decent coverage on the ramp. If you have to, you can unload, take some pot shots of these guys, and when they come back after you, you can load back up into your bunker. But it also gives you zone control over your own mineral line. So that's a note to be taken. And it looks like what Vec wanted to do there is rotate the supply depot opening so that the opening is closest to his base, farthest away from his opponent. Following up with the standard 2 racks, double gas, and he should be getting tech coming in on the way, in addition to his third orbital command. But we'll again see. And the engineering base going down to help out with that excuse me, upgrades. Make sure he's spending all that gas. Xzar is getting fancy. He's going to be coming out with the mothership core, and a lot of things I've seen players do is he's going to get over here, use that for scouting information because the Marines should be out of position, and then he's going to be uber gay and put down a time warp field right about here, per se, just to slow down the mining. But we'll see what he does, and it looks like he's got that juice for time warp. And he's got the attack cube moved up. He's going to do it! Look at that! Like a psychic. What a filthy animal. And there it is. One day I would be curious to actually see what that does to your income. Xzar should be careful because Vec should be reacting at some point in time. I believe you do need 5 Marines in order to take down a mothership core. I don't think 4 can do it because you are looking at 190 health and he does do Marine damage. However, if he's able to get to this dead zone, and there's plenty of it, kite those units to the time warp, he should be fine. This is very, pivotal to protect that mothership core early game, because it is even though it's only 100 minerals and 100 gas early game, that's when your tech is developing, and that 100 minerals and 100 gas has a lot greater value than it does later on. Like I said, there you go. Protoss players, what are you doing with that early gas? It's going to be a Dark Shrine. We do have Blink coming out for Xzar. Blink Stalkers are something that I have seen him use several times to quite an effective end. So hopefully we'll get to see some of those again. And a player like Vex Caliber, much better caliber than I am, should be able to react appropriately to these Dark Templar, although hopefully Xzar will send them in one at a time to burn the most amount of scans. I think Vec already has the missile turret down though, because he is, like I said, smarter than I am. No Marine upgrades yet. It looks like Vec will be going bio, and his units look like they got trapped by that supply depot. But now would be good timing. There it is. Stimpack should be getting combat shields. Man, I am good. You get lucky every once in a while, guys. Don't let me fool you. Vec should see this push coming out. He did have, of course, good watchtower vision. He was making sure to keep an eye on that mini-map. Of course, even if he wasn't, there's a big old, your units are under attack, should be going on right about there, letting him know that that Marine just got ruthlessly slaughtered by a set of Stalkers that have taken 0 hull damage. Xzar is ruthlessly setting up his, excuse me, proxy pylons. He's got a couple of them set up here. He has damn near a proxy pylon network. He likes to make sure to get... Oh, and what a dirty move. The missile turret is, of course, out of range for this. I think once that Templar gets into the mineral line, he should be visible. But we'll go to Vec Vision just to make sure... Yep, there he is. So with it, unless the micros is absolutely perfect, and there's the Blink Stalker harassment. This is where it gets really dirty, guys. I see that Xzar doesn't necessarily want to blink into the base. He does have blink available. But these units, I'm not sure if he has the Stalker number to deal with that just yet. And I know he doesn't want to get in a situation where he loses all his units and can't get out. Nice move by Xzar. Slide around, take out those turrets, and he's going to make those Dark Templar do the maximum amount of damage. Not the best blink micro I've ever seen from him, but it is pretty damn decent as he sits there and tries to inflict the maximum amount of damage against Vecilonos, our Terran player. Control-Shift-W! There we go. We have a wonderful battle going on. I want to make sure that we get the full effect of this right here. And it looks like there's not much Vec is going to be able to do to hold this off anymore. He's pulling all his SCVs off the line, but this is literally last-ditch effort. I don't care what you say about how OP mules are. They are not going to get you back in this game. Vec, of course, did have upgrades coming, so it wasn't the end of the world. He was looking to play a long-style macro game, but it looks like Xzar said with an emphatic, not in my house, get the fuck out. Unfortunately, I believe that could be the end of the game. Units queued up. There's, like I said, it's not looking very good. I know that I've never found myself in this situation and clawed my way back, but I am not a Masters level player. So hopefully Vec can do a better job than I would. Supply depots are down. Barracks is down. It is now, you are now free to walk about the base. And the Blink Stalker micro begins. Oh, don't look at that units lost tab. Oh my god. Xzar, you've done it again, sir. That is a wonderful game. We'll go back and take a look at some of the key moments here, some of the things that really put Vec behind, and we'll talk about what you can do differently to avoid finding yourself in that situation again. One of the things that I noticed from Vec, and one of the things that I like to do, you have to be extremely careful when you do this open with a 1-rack CC, because it is very imperative that you get your unit count up and you get defensive. In this particular map, especially against Protoss players, and the higher the level they are, the more careful you have to be. There's a huge area there for them to get in with Blink Stalkers, and they can even jump this gap right here. So you have to be very careful about making sure that you have what I call scout farms. It's a Warcraft 3 term. I don't know why I have my control button held down. Scout farms, usually you can put them right over here. You can get them out over here, and that way it gives you that just little bit of extra map vision to see what's going on. I love the Korean CC, but one of the things you have to be super careful about is to make sure that you get your 3 racks down. I don't know if I agree with going with the double gas early game, because he doesn't even saturate him. I like the singular one, and then you need to rush factory in order to get to your medevacs. Some of the things that Vecilonos could have done to really pump himself into this game, you see there was a lot of harassment early game, he had to be very careful, is that if you do suspect, I love, again, the missile turret, and I'm sure it was a reaction to his scouting information, because he knew that there was lots of gas. He did see the Twilight Council. Probably knew that Dark Templars were coming in. But anytime you find yourself in that situation where you're getting harassed by air units, i.e. the Mothership Core, again, just a singular missile turret here helps zone that out, because he did lose out on a huge chunk of mining time. Upgrade timings were a little behind for Vec. Some things that he could have picked up a little better, and he is pulling the gas right now, and he picked it up as soon as I start talking about it. But you just got to be very careful about picking up those upgrades. And like I said, he was reacting to a lot of pressure, so he did a very good job of picking that up. But what really hurt him right here is, if I'm going to pause it, supply count, we're looking at Vecilonos is at 56, Xzar is at 52, but if you look at the army value, oh, it is not as bad as I thought it was, but that army value is pretty much sitting in totally Marines, and all he has is this one bunker here at the ramp. The problem that you run into is that Xzar has a gas-heavy army. He's got his Mothership Core there, which is going to be a higher tier, higher tech unit. Stalkers, even to a lesser extent, higher tech, higher tier. And on top of that, he has that investment in technology on Blink research as well. So he's just going to be using those warping cycles, hitting them every time, getting those Blink Stalkers in there, and he's going to be able to blink in and out of his base and do terminal damage. The only way that you can deal with this as a Terran player is if you have a mobile defense force. These stationary bunkers do not help you, and you absolutely have to have Marauders early game. Other than that, I love the play out of Vec. He does a phenomenal job. I hate playing against him, which is always a good sign as a player. If people say they hate playing against you, that usually means that you kick a lot of ass. You look at the production tab here. Vec does a good job of staying on top of everything. Xzar, again, going back and looking at this replay, he's usually very good at least at having, if not 2, and Xzar, don't let me down while I'm talking you up on this, he has at least 1 forge that he's always constantly working on upgrades with. He'll either go all the way down the attack path. I love that. Look at that map, that game sense by Xzar. Whenever he goes in to push that attack, he knows not to blink in, because he's going to get himself stuck, and then he's going to lose all these stalkers. Vec does a wonderful job of reacting to this, but the problem is with that Blink Stalker micro, I mean, literally, look at the units lost. It's 250. So I mean, that's what, 1 stalker and a probe maybe. But he's able to pick off the entire army just by walking in there. And the only way that you would have been able to deal with that is maybe bunkers at the front, but then if it's a lose-lose, because if you bunker up here, he's just going to blink in the back. If you have the standing army, he's just going to pick you apart, supply depot by SCV, by just coming in and doing damage time after time. Really, when you see this mass Blink Stalkers, you have to go heavy into the Marauder to the point where it's absolutely ludicrous, because that's the only way to really shut it down. Upgrade timings look good. Like I said, he just finished his stim. He had his combat shields down. He had a good reaction with throwing down all these extra barracks to make sure he's spending his money. The one thing that truly shut him down, though, and this is what I was saying with the 1-Rack's fast expand, and I hate going the Korean CC, especially against Protoss, is that you have to be very careful and make sure that they expanded as well, which of course our player did. But the reason that is because you absolutely need that factory down to get to medevacs. Medevacs are the thing that make Terran infantry very scary. Without those medevacs, Terran infantry are effective, but they're not extremely effective, and that's why when you look again at this unit's loss tab, that it's just so skewed. And I'm sure our player Vec knows that. It's just one of those really frustrating things that you find yourself in a situation where you go, son of a bitch, I can't believe this happened, and I can't believe I let it happen. In either case, Vec did the honorable thing. He said GG, hopped out of the game, and I'm sure he learned something from it. Again, this is a practice game, so this is one of those things where when you see it, you learn how to deal with it, and you don't let that crap happen to you again on the ladder. So without further ado, thank you very much, guys, for watching, and